Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Rara, and this is the Aura Ritual and Practice, the podcast. So today on this episode, I want to talk about the journey going towards taking your Reiki class, like becoming a level 1. Maybe it's a level 2, whatever it is, just making your way towards Reiki, and what the journey is like after a Reiki training, which is the 21-day detox, as well as the evolution of yourself after the detox and what that looks like. So while we talk about this, I'm going to be talking to my friend Phoenix and talking about her journey through the entire thing because it's such a beautiful story. So, hey Phoenix, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you.
The hair, no hair. And I say that because Phoenix recently just shaved her head.
Yes, we got to put a before photo somewhere.
Yes, we do.
We'll find it.
I'll definitely post it because it's such a beautiful transformation and it has a beautiful backstory to it.
Does it though?
I think it does. It's an evolution of who you are becoming.
Yes. But it was also part of that 21-day detox where everything kind of start detoxing.
So let me ask you, how did the journey start up from, I guess, wherever you were at? Because I know you were traveling the country in different places, and then eventually you got connected with someone that was coming to me already. And what made you decide, I guess, to come to the office and just, I guess, tell us the whole story up until the day you started deciding, or the day you decided, I'm going to take this class with Rara? Because I know it's really specific to when people find who they want to learn all of this from.
Yeah. So I would say that journey kind of started back last summer. When the woman I thought was going to train me was like, I don't have time until like March. And it was like July. And I'm like,
And where were you last summer?
I was in Sacramento.
Okay.
So I was just like, I don't want to wait until March. Like, I'm bored. I'm home. Like, I took time off of school. Like, what are we going to do? And she was like, just be in some Reiki circles. Like, you'll find your tribe. You'll find your people. And like in Sacramento, it was like crickets. And so one of my classmates, we were talking about just things we do for self-care. And she's never on camera, always muted. And then she like came on camera and unmuted and was just like, oh, I'm going to get Reiki done. And I was like, that's why I'm here. And she started talking about you and talking about just like your experience and just like how transformative your sessions are. And I was like, that's her. Like, I don't know what it is, but that's her. And
you just had a feeling.
She said your name and I was like, oh my God, that's her. Like, I don't know what it was about your name, but it was just like my whole body was like, yes, yes, yes.
Aww.
So
did you get a certain feeling?
Yeah, it was just like all over. It was like electricity. Like, that's like my yes. I'm also a manifesting generator. So like we feel it everywhere.
There you
like
go.
It's a full body yes. So I went to your website and I didn't even like think twice about it. Like I came out here for when we were young, came back 2 weeks later and scheduled like all my doctor's appointments and things like that. And I think I saw you that Monday right before the election.
Were you transitioning already from, was it Sacramento to Las Vegas at this time? No?
Mm-mm.
So you just kind of randomly decided?
Yeah, I was just like hopping back and forth on planes, like staying in my nephew's room at my mom's house, just getting things done and flying right back to California.
Wow.
So nothing was set in stone in terms of like the house sitting and how long we were going to be here. But I knew after we got Reiki, I was going to take your class.
Oh,
like,
that's amazing.
I already knew. I was just like, I'm going to get trained here. Like, it just like felt like I just had been in Aura like thousands of times before.
Yeah, that's a very common thing where people walk in and they're just like, the feeling is amazing, which I mean, that's beautiful, right? I want it to be. I curate it that way. Oh God, with my own heart. But it calls specific people, and I believe that. It calls you to the place you need to be in, and whatever that connection is supposed to be for the both of us.
Yeah.
It magnetizes us.
Yeah, because I had a vision of how I was going to get attuned, who I was going to get attuned by, and I was like so glued to that I never really thought it would change as I changed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because I think the first time I heard that I was going to be a Reiki master was like this time 3 years ago. And I was like, oh, okay, like, we'll get there. Like,
the person that told you to go to Reiki circles, was she also a Reiki practitioner?
Yep.
Okay.
She's in Jersey, yeah. So she's like one of, I met her through my aunt, who was the first person to ever give me Reiki. And she was like, oh, you're going to be a master. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, I'm just like, no, therapist, Phoenix Nest, like, I got plans, lady, like, this ain't it. But every time she gave me Reiki, like, it just kept coming up. And then after a while, I was like, okay, I think I might want to, like, check some of this out. And it was, like, nothing but roadblocks. Like
it's always the right time.
always like roadblocks. Like it was like I took a class online and then it was just like all the files were broken.
What?
Yeah, and it was just like it's one of those $29 classes where it's like you start talking about Reiki so often that it's just like popping up on Instagram, and I'm like,
the algorithm.
All right, let me just do this. It's $29. Like, why not? And then it's like opened it, all the files were corrupted, and I was like,
oh no, they took you for your $29.
Right? It's okay.
Oh my God. So you always knew from even your healing sessions prior, like before me, that you were going to make your way towards become a Reiki practitioner.
I just didn't know when or how. That was like the main thing where I was like, where does it fit into everything I'm doing?
Oh, it's amazing. So now let's jump into our first session together, because I know that somewhere, I believe it's in the first session, I was just like, you're going to be, I was like, you're going to be a Reiki person. And you're like, I've heard that so many times.
It was just like, at this point, I know. Like, you're telling me nothing new. It's like, the smart kid in school was just like, I know.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be valedictorian. I know. That was kind of that feeling. But it was like, after getting Reiki, I was just like, no, it's going to happen here.
I love that.
So, like, I feel like...
And I'm glad Aura was the space.
Yeah, it was like the right space, too. Like, I don't know what you... Well, I know what you do in there. Like, I've seen it. Mm-hmm. But it's... Like you said, it just calls the right people. Everything just kind of fell into place. Even how we ended up in Vegas long enough to take your class.
I know.
And then to be attuned again. And like all of these things kind of just fell into place. And of all the many things that have changed, I feel like there's 1,000 reasons why I'm in Vegas right now. But like you're in the top 3.
Oh.
Like that was like the huge like transformation thing where it was like, I needed the space to do this properly. Yeah. And I was never in the right space.
And you talking about being here in Vegas for as long as you've been, what is your life typically like? Because I know the backstory, but our listeners don't, right? Like, you're here in Vegas for longer than you actually anticipated. And so many things are happening. Like, that's amazing in your life. But what was life like before, I guess, you were staying in Vegas?
Well, actually, it was before we went overseas.
Okay.
Because I lived here since like 2019.
Yeah.
So it was like staying with my mom, and then I got my own place, and then we decided we were ready to leave the country, and everything just kind of worked out perfectly. Mm-hmm. And so when we left the country, that's a whole nother episode. But coming back, it was just not really knowing what we wanted to do. So we were in Sacramento. But we were flying back and forth to Vegas maybe like once a month looking for places. So we already knew like Vegas was where it was going to be. Yeah. Even if not like long term, it just had a lot more to offer me. Yeah. Instead of Sacramento. So we're coming back and forth. We're not finding places, or we're finding places, we're applying, and then they're gone the same day. And it's just like, okay, we feel like we're supposed to be here. Nothing's panning out. And it wasn't until I think the turning point for me was actually when we were young, October 19th, where it's just like that was a moment where I'm just like, no, I know we're going to be here. Like, yeah. But that was the moment I felt like we could stop trying to be here. Like it was just like something changed in the air. Yeah. And then it was like that next Friday, had that conversation with my classmate or my colleague. And then that following Monday, I was in your office. And then 3 weeks later, we booked a house sit, and it was only supposed to be for 2 weeks. And been about 5 months.
I know. I was like, no, it's gonna be extended. And I was like, no, you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be here till July.
Yeah.
Or at least in this like place until July. But
yeah, both of us had that inkling. Yeah. You're like, I think it's gonna extend it. I'm like, yep, it's gonna get extended.
It just got extended like 2 days ago.
Oh wow.
Like again, so we're here until beginning of May now.
Amazing.
So, but I mean, prior to that, I mean, I feel like I've always had a spiritual background that I was still trying to come into, but everything, it's like I was like battling duality. Like everything I was told was wrong, but everything that I know felt right, but not really having any kind of direction, anyone in a space that can teach me or help me grow. It just, everything I did felt performative.
So how did my Reiki session, I guess, differ and help you compared to, I guess, where you came from in getting sessions?
I would say, and this is kind of going into our time overseas, because I was still getting like distance Reiki done from my aunt. And I would say your session actually felt like the 4th ayahuasca ceremony that I missed.
Did you miss an Aya ceremony?
I did.
Okay.
We did some type of purge, and it was a different kind of hell. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm a timeout. Like no, I'm not gonna do the third one. But even that was serendipitous. Like I missed a session, and then miraculously in a Colombian jungle with no Wi-Fi, I got a pretty important email that spoke to everything that was happening while we were in Colombia.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, I don't think I was supposed to be down there tonight. But I was always feeling like, what would have happened if I had like that fourth ceremony? Because clearly my fourth was my third. So it's like, what was that ending piece going to be? And I've used this analogy a lot, but it was just like if Aya was like the bonfire, your ceremony clears the pit.
Oh,
like that first session, it was just, I feel like so much was like cleared and purged during Aya, but it was still a part of me.
Yeah.
And it was just like, again, that battle of duality of like who I'm becoming, but who I used to be is like still like trekking right alongside with me. And I feel like with that was all of the doubt from old belief systems, all of the things that I internalized from people around me who just didn't understand me.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of that was keeping me stagnant in terms of like utilizing my gifts. Because something we learned in Reiki is just like you can't have really any fear when you do this kind of work.
Yeah, well, it definitely heals you to move beyond fear.
Yeah.
And get you to understand the types of fear that you have just lingering in your body, whether you allowed it to or not.
Yeah. And so I felt like that first session cleared a lot. I feel like it amplified a lot, and it brought clarity to a lot of things.
Was there a specific highlight in that first session that just till this day stays with you? Because we've had a handful.
We've had
already.
A handful. I would say that session specifically. Oh, the story of or the part of the session where you like literally moved me up a timeline.
Yeah.
That because that was
very
literally
common
how
in
I was
sessions.
feeling. Like I felt like since October 2023, that was when we did Aya, and ever since then I just felt like I was trying to like move up or move in a different direction, and I was just being pulled back by something. And it's like, I thought I took care of all of this.
Yeah.
And that was just the feeling that I had. It was just like every time I took a step forward, I was being yanked 5 steps back. And it was just, I was making progress, but in a very backwards kind of way. Like I just felt like it didn't have to be this hard.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even sure of the things that were like holding me back, what any of those old tethers were. And then after that session, it was just like, no, I moved you. And I was like, oh.
And it's a little interesting when I tell people that, when I'm just like, yeah, when I'm looking into the body, right? And you already understand that we do more than just Reiki, especially when I'm teaching the Reiki classes, right? I'm teaching us how to be multidimensional healers technically, but we use the term medical intuition, which is being able to read through the body. And when I'm scanning your body and working with whatever piece wants to come to the surface, I could feel where your vibration is, and then I could feel where you actually are. And I know that sounds weird, right? It's like your vibration and then where you are.
Yeah.
It's like our body could be vibrating at this speed, but then all of your thoughts and who you're becoming and what you're supposed to be is like in different space and time. So sometimes you just need to be recalibrated or like lifted, I guess, or like cleared of those resistances. And then that's what I'm reading. What are these resistances? And then being able to allow you to just surrender to those and then float up to that next space that's going to catapult you to all the many that are coming too.
Yeah. Like I feel like I felt it when it happened. And it's like, I don't even know if I verbalized it, but I think there was like a part of me that was just like hoping like anything that wasn't connected or lingering like from Aya, like fix it. Like I think that was like the intention. I was just like, 'cause something, it's like you can tell like when you're trying to move somewhere and you just like keep running into this invisible wall. And
it's like treading water.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what Aya does for us and the journey she takes us on. I mean, I have yet not to consume her, but I work with her energy a lot because I allow her to, right? As long as you allow any type of plant medicine to come your way, spiritually or energetically, they'll help you. Yeah. You don't need to consume them. But I have a good friend and she owns a church with her husband. Shout out 963 Tribe. And she says that once you take Aya never leaves you. Yeah. She will be a part of every part of your life, basically, and will just help and continue you to the depths that you allow her to.
Yeah.
And she definitely did that for you. And it's very common at Aura where I do get some people who need assistance integrating. But we don't know that. Like, we don't know that you need assistance integrating or you need the pits cleared.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it's almost like a continuous story from your Aya ceremony, or it's like the missing piece when you're just like, okay, now you're
That
telling me
was
your
it.
Aya story. And I'm like, oh, it's almost like if I was there with you.
Yeah. It was and it's so crazy too that you say that, because I feel like I has been coming up a lot more. Like even in the text you sent the other day where it was just like, your purge was a timeline correction, and I'm like, that makes sense. Like as soon as you said it, I immediately went back to like my first ceremony, and it was like, okay.
Yeah, and is that crazy that your memory will just kind of bring you back into your ceremonial times? It's like every time we're talking, you're bringing it back to some type of Aya ceremony connection.
Yeah, it's like that was technically that was the turning point for like rebirthing Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like that was where I got confirmation of like my name change. So I was just like, oh, Trilinda's gone. I was actually really excited about that. Like, so my official Aya birthday is like October 23rd.
Oh, wow.
Name change birthday, April 13th.
Yeah, you technically be a Libra then?
Technically, right? I'm like a Libra and an Aries.
Yeah.
Trapped in a Scorpio Sagittarius. It's insane. It's fun on this side of the table. But I remember in my first ceremony, it's almost just like Aya walked me through my entire timeline from an objective perspective. And so I feel like now she's walking me through my Aya ceremony, walking me through my life from an objective perspective. So it's like now I could see the thing behind the thing.
It's making more sense because, okay, just fast forward a little bit. Phoenix is a Reiki 2, a new level Reiki 2, just graduated.
It's been a week.
Yeah. It's been a week exactly.
A week and an hour.
Yeah, actually. Wow, amazing. And I remember you were telling me that. You're like, wow. I mean, even doing the level 2 attunement was like a homecoming, but again, just like another, what the heck? Like, just another connection to what Aya was walking you through in that ceremony that you're talking about.
Yeah, because I would say the third ceremony, I kind of turned that experience from what I saw into like part of a book I'm writing. And then when you did the meditation, I was actually telling my therapist this morning, I actually read her a piece from my book. And then I went into a meditation and had to remember what you said. So I like wrote it down almost verbatim. And she was just like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I wrote that a year ago.
Yeah.
And I experienced it almost 8 months before I wrote it. And then when I did the meditation, it was like, oh, I was coming home to me.
Yeah. And every Reiki attunement is just coming home to oneself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it when people are coming to the class and they're expecting to learn Reiki. And I'm like, yes, you're going to learn Reiki. And if you're going to come into my class, I'm like, you're going to learn beyond Reiki too. I feel like one day I'm just going to be calling it Reiki and Beyond, which it's just so simple.
Yeah.
But you're always going to have this interesting, familiar, deja vu, whatever it is, the mixture of all of those words together, feeling in your body, especially as you continue to integrate into just the attunement and being open to the channels. And it's just a homecoming to self. I mean, that's how you become that ultimate authentic healer, is just by being yourself. Right. So the more you need to come into home, and then you start to recognize how far away from home you were. And then you start to understand what was taking you away from home. And it was all of our old choices a lot of times because there's fear involved somewhere, somehow. We're protecting ourselves.
Yeah. And it's so crazy that you say that, because it's now that I feel like I've come home to self, I wasn't that far.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like,
it's almost like you're going around it the whole time.
Yeah.
And like a little spiral.
Home was always there, but it was just like, and I mean, again, there's probably going to be a whole nother episode regarding Aya, but it was just like my old self, I think, was just consumed with so much pain. And all the things that like happened to her and happened around her, that like she created this fog that essentially made like Phoenix invisible. And it was like I would come out in glimpses. And it's like, even as I look back at my life, I'm like, oh, Phoenix has always been there.
Yeah, like how you're talking about how you'd be doing some things and they felt right. But then in your life, maybe people were telling you that it's wrong or it's weird or that's not the normal thing that we do.
It wasn't resonating. Yeah, it was just like, I know I'm supposed to be in a space where I can do this all day, like Captain America.
Right. Little side quest here, but your mom yesterday, I had a session, Phoenix's mom yesterday. Beautiful session.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, happy birthday. Yes. Don't forget to remind me to airdrop you her video too.
Yes.
Well, she was like, yeah, Phoenix is my weird child, but this all starts to make sense. It's starting to make sense. And I'm like, yeah, you just wait. You're going to be able to understand how this is all working for you. So she's waking up to it.
Yeah.
So I remember before I told you, you know, once you heal yourself, like just be focused on that. Whatever the wording was that I chose during that time, I was like, and then just magically watch your whole line just start to heal and like just start to change. Effect. It is.
It's such a ripple effect. And it's so crazy too, because like the way I was looking at it pre Reiki 2 attunement, because I feel like even that like cleared some residual feelings that I had towards the family. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, I may be the weird child, but I'm your child. Like there is nothing in me that did not come from you.
Right. And if you're minimum, so 50%. Special and gifted in this way, imagine what's in your mom if she just unlocked every part of what's
and in my grandma, her. Like my sister, like it's just at minimum, I'm 50% of you.
I know. And I feel like your mom's trying to get your uncle to do this too, or like whatever.
All of them. Uncle, brother.
Yeah. They're trying to hit the line all the way down.
The whole family. It's just going to be like a rah-rah family day. Like just
honestly, I have lots of those, which she's actually going to be the next episode, which is going to be amazing.
Reiki Day.
But I've helped this one family for 4 years, and it's the most beautiful, fulfilling feeling that you could ever have when you know you work with one person, you never intended to get the whole family.
And it was like interesting because after I saw you, I saw my whole family. Like I think I already told you, I was like, my mom has to come here.
Oh, and she was there like 2 weeks later. You're a catalyst for your whole entire family.
Yeah, good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Yeah.
Buckle up, guys.
All right, so let's talk about your 21-day detox, starting from day 0 during the class. I was explaining to the class all the many things that could possibly happen during the 21-day detox. And I tell you guys could utilize these integrated calls once a week. And you're one of the many that has done that.
Yeah.
And I've seen the beautiful changes that you've gone through, including now, you know, like continuing. It's not going to end. It's just going to get bigger, better, and bigger.
My therapist is like, isn't this exhausting? I'm like, dude, I could do this shit all day.
Right?
Like
It's
Captain
so
America.
magical.
Like...
So what was the 21-day like for you, I guess, when you were hearing me talk about it? Were you expecting anything? And then what was the actual outcome of some of those days? Because it's 21 days.
So sitting in the class, and maybe this was a little bit of ego, but I was like, woman, I did Aya for 7 days in a Colombian jungle. Like, I could do 21 days post Reiki. Like,
yeah,
this is nothing. Like,
I remember you did mention a little bit of something. You're like, I think I'll be fine. Or
I was like,
but you're like, I'm sure I'll be able to get through this.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like 21 days. Like, I got this. Like, and I think it's just, like you said, like that proper alignment. Like, I knew why I was there. I knew I was supposed to be there. I knew everything it took for me to just get to you in the first place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's 21 days after you've gone through 4 years just to get here? And so the 21 days for me, like, I felt like were pretty easy. I did have 2, and it's so funny because I think, and yes, I'm going to pull out my notebook on that Blue's Clues.
Go ahead.
Because I think they were both on heart chakra days.
Yeah.
When I had really rough days and I was just like, I'm having a mom day. And that's 100% what it was. It was
21 days could be difficult for people, but it doesn't always have to be. And I just say it's difficult because it's shadow work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shadow work that comes to the surface. And if you're not familiar with shadow work and you're not doing the work, you might want to kind of turn around and go back into your normal comfort zones when the Reiki is trying to cleanse you of all the emotional resistances, physical resistances, mental resistances that come to the surface so that you can work with it, understand it, and acknowledge it so that you can understand why you were there and get yourself to the other side.
Yeah.
So you can be this clear vessel.
It was throat chakra day, actually. Day 12 was the hardest, and that's how I know. That's all I wrote.
Oh, okay. And talking about throat chakra day.
Oh my God.
Well, throat chakra day, your journey of the throat has been insane.
Yes.
So 21 days, talk about that throat chakra day, and then we'll go into, I guess, when you started umphing on the sessions.
The purging, yeah.
The purging.
It's the post Reiki purge is what I'm calling it.
Yes.
So this throat chakra day, honestly, I don't remember. I literally just wrote blah
and
LOL. And I think I wrote it at like 11:52 just to make sure I journaled the day of. But it was like, I remember I had headaches that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember again, like just picking up a lot of mom stuff. And it was, I mean, obviously tied to throat chakra day. It's just like, what are you not saying? Yeah. And I don't think it was more like what I'm not saying. I think it was just like how I wasn't living. Like there was always this piece of me that I feel like still needed permission to be who I was.
Yeah.
And like even going back to that like battle of duality, like theoretically Phoenix just turned 1.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're kind of like, you think about the evolution of like a 1-year-old, like there's a lot that they don't know. There's a lot that they still need to be taught. And so I'm teaching Phoenix, hey, you don't need permission to be yourself. Meanwhile, Jerlinda's just like, all I've ever needed was permission. All I've ever wanted was validation. And so it's like you're trying to teach a 1-year-old, hey, you could do this shit yourself. You don't need permission. And then I have like 30 years of trauma telling me like all I've ever wanted was to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was just kind of coming to a head. I don't know what triggered it.
Just the energy of the day.
Energy of the day. And I remember I had like one day where I was like, I just want to wallow. And I watched My Sister's Keeper for no reason. And I'm like, why am I in this space right now?
Aww.
And I was just
because of how it made you feel, you know, when you're not able to just like be open fully in that energy of what the throat does and how it operates within us. You just wanted to like wallow. The worst movies you could find to bring about the tears. I put them all on like back to back. Like, oh, you needed a purge.
Like, TJ was not here for it. I'm gonna go in the office, and I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just crying on the couch watching Cameron Diva shave her head. Like it was just, yeah. And I think like all of those emotions were just like understanding who I am and knowing that fully. But then also feeling like I can't live that fully.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the hardest things during the 21 days. Because that's been the hardest transformation. Even like post ayahuasca. Like I feel like the 7 months we were still on the road after. Like I had no problem being me. But it was just me, TJ, and 5 other countries. Like I had no one to perform for. It was just I got to be me. Nobody really knew who I was. So they're getting to know like this version of me up front. Versus coming home and then again someone knows 30 years of you and you're trying to teach them all that you've become in the last year, and it's like my history is stronger than whatever you're practicing. And so that I feel like was the hardest pivot.
The throat seems to be your core of, I wouldn't say your existence, but just the core of your resistance. Basically, not your existence, your resistance. Oh, that's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah,
it seems fitting actually.
It does. That's why I say it. But that being your throat and your history on just, I guess, being able to express yourself through family and specifically your mother, you came in after a while, or you started talking about your throat and your thyroid.
Yeah, I remember the day I called you too. It was the ultimate like freak out day.
Because
I remember you saw me like 2 days later.
Yeah.
So
because I was like, you got to come in.
Yeah, and it's so funny too because like even like putting those pieces together, I don't think I've actually filled you in on like the backstory that came to me in like a download where it was like, no, this is connected to this.
No, but I did remember talking about it like during your session, and I was like, okay, this might sound weird, but it's spiritual. I was like, this is spiritual, but not, physical and medical. But you had the data where I was like, all right, let's work on this. Because I mean, research and development and trying to bring Reiki to a different place in, the world. I'm like, let's do the studies.
And that was the interesting part too, because I feel like, I guess rewinding a little bit. So remember in July, I told you, my spiritual mentor was just like, you need to be in Reiki circles. Like everything's about to change. Your gifts are about to start unlocking. That was when all of the symptoms started. And then to find out that all of the symptoms that I had mirrored the symptoms of the cancer they thought my grandma had while she was going through treatment. So I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But like fast forward, I think they told me my thyroid. They were like, yeah, I think you have like Hashimoto's. And it was like on paper, everything looked fine. But structurally, they're just like, no, like nothing's fine about that. You have like 5 like nodules on your thyroid, like things are inflamed. And I was like, but I feel fine.
Yeah.
Like everything feels normal. Like, and they were like, your neck doesn't hurt, like your throat's not. And I was like, no, like I'm fine. And this was back in the end of January, no, this was like mid-February, because it was like all around the same time. And then at the same time, like again, like I'm having like issues with my scalp, my locks are falling off, and I'm just like, what is happening to my body? And she was just like, yeah, so you have this autoimmune disorder. And I was like, 2 autoimmune disorders in a week? Like,
yeah, you're just getting hit with it.
yeah, I'm just like, what's next? And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, dude, Reiki's supposed to make you like the most powerful healer, and like my shit's falling apart right now. Like I didn't.
Yeah, and I was like, it falls apart before
That's
it
like
gets
the hidden
better.
text from the Santa Claus. And that little card where it's just the actual clause of like, Reiki is gonna mess your shit up before it gets better. Like, disclaimer, folks.
It really does. There's a lot of places that do say that, you know, where it's like things might get a little intense before they start to ease and you feel in place. You know, I mean, 21 days really like fucks you up sometimes. I came out of the
21 days and I was just like, yo, this was magic. Like, I love it. Like, this is great. And then it was just like, all right, buckle up.
It was like,
yeah, it was like the 21 days was just like the preamble.
Yeah, it was falling upwards, or it was rolling upwards rather than like rolling downhill. And it was just almost like needing to remind you that sometimes too, because you're just like, but this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. You're like, my locks, oh my God. You know, you're like, I lost 3 today, I lost 7 today. That was the
turning point for me. I was just like, what is happening? And I think like while I was in it, like it was so interesting because it actually brought me back to the same crisis of faith I was having like a few years ago, where it's just like being a Christian or being like raised Christian. And it's just like, I don't really believe this stuff. Like, it sounds cool that it happens. It's cool and it happens to other people, but I don't actually believe this can happen for me. And I think that was always the disconnect that I had. Like, it was not really faith, but it was just like, whatever the lukewarm feeling in between like faith and a mystery is.
Yeah.
And then like going from Reiki where it's just like, oh, I'm a healer, I could do all these things, like I'm gonna heal my mom, I'm gonna heal my family.
So gotta learn how to become that ultimate healer in self, even though it's always been in there.
Yeah.
You know, but to be able to hold space for others, you gotta learn you gotta understand who you are, why things happen, how they come to the surface for you. Truly learn you. Got to learn you when you fell apart. Got to learn you when you're up and high.
What a journey. Like, what a journey.
Yeah.
Like,
so we had, how many sessions? I think we had 2 in person.
2 in person and one
distance.
Remote.
Yeah. And we were going to sandwich those based off of, I guess, just the channels and what I was hearing. That was kind of like the general program that I had for you.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I didn't hear the call anymore. And it was like, you're like, okay, maybe we should have it another one or following up on another one, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like they were telling me that you were okay. Like, you're going to be fine. Like, that was really the, like, boom, 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 you know? And then it was your Reiki too. So it was almost like your purge to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So how have you been since then?
So as far as like the second autoimmune disorder, which was called like pemphigus something, I have like no symptoms of that.
Wow.
Like to the point.
You went from having a shit ton to like none. God.
Like I had lesions on my body. I had like scars on my face.
Remember, and I was like, by the time the weather starts to hit like 90 degrees.
In the consistent 90s, and I was just like, what do I call this shit? Weather wizard over
and I
here.
think you told me on the first 90 day, like on the 90
I was just like,
weather.
Is it here yet? Are we ready? And it was just like, no.
I didn't even know that. I didn't realize that the weather got so warm so quick, because I'm like, la-di-da-di-da. The next no, you're like, we had the first 90-degree weather. And I was like, okay. And then you're like, you told me. You said and I was like,
days. But you were like consistent 90s. And I was just like, crap. That one day it was like 92 and then it dropped to like 74 the next day. And I was like, tease.
Hey, that means we're close though. We're hitting the 90s.
And then
I was like, you're not even going to be the same person.
Even the week that it happened, like it was the 90-degree weather. Then we just had the full moon.
Yeah.
My grandma got Reiki in Texas. Like there was just so many things happen. I got a tune that Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I went to the doctor, they were just like,
I think we mentioned that on the second in-person session, I believe it was. Maybe the second.
I think it was the second.
Okay.
Because that one I like, the first session I feel like I had like a little bit more pep in my step, but I was just still like, I don't understand why this is happening. And you're like, oh, this is like maternal, this is like some DNA trauma type stuff, and I'm just like, but why me? Like,
yeah. It's so hard
like,
to wrap your head around it.
You had a whole group of people to pick from, like, why me?
And that's such a common thought when shit like that is happening to us, right? And then you hear this person on the outside like, you're going to be okay in a few months, but you're going through like this.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh.
oh yeah, I think you're purging stuff for the family. And I'm like,
And I was like, in this area right here, I'm seeing your mom. You guys are having an argument. It's kind of interesting in the ways that we can now see and you can see now, because you could understand a little bit more of like how it comes to my depth, you know, and I'm able to like translate it. And it's amazing how you're able to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. I'm seeing this and how it connects. And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. But there were some areas where, I mean, it was tied a lot to your mom. Yeah. So the kind of program that I had for Phoenix, I was like, okay, come in. I'm going to have 3 Reiki masters work on your body. Yeah. And then I had 3 masters for her every single time. So the 2 in-person sessions and then the 1 remote one as well. And it just started progress slowly. So hence what I mean progress. Maybe you were physically progressing in the smallest ways, but the story was progressing inside your body. And that's the biggest thing, as well as your mom's story that I worked on with her body yesterday. I was like, this is amazing progression. I can't even wait till what that integration for you looks like, and only you're going to be able to understand. Yeah. Because you can't see what's happening. I can only say so much, and you're going to be like, okay, you know, like that makes no sense to me, but you're listening. But your story kept progressing with your mom in your body. And even when I'd mention your mom, you'd be like, I don't really know.
We're fine.
Yeah, you're like, we're fine.
Cool, you know?
I was like, yeah, you guys were arguing and there was kind of like this bicker back and forth. And and I was like, but you just have to understand that you just have to let her be and you just have to do you kind of thing. Yeah. It was almost like you're still trying to be responsible in that world that I was seeing you in your body. Mm-hmm. You were holding it down for every part of your family members. But then it's crazy. Your mom's trying to do that same thing right back to all of you guys, all of you and your siblings. Yeah. So it's like you guys both, in a way, just found or recognized that I can't keep doing this because it's hurting me. Yeah. And then here you are now.
I was probably her mom in a past life.
Who knows, right? Oh, God. All of our parents. We're probably all their damn parents, and it's all flipped.
Yeah. I remember I used to have this joke. Sorry in advance, Mom. But I was just like, man, if I went to high school with my mom, I would have jumped her.
Oh, my God.
Like, it was just like, that's how bad like,
you jumped her, and then she's actually your best friend after.
Right? But it was just like, oh, man, that moment where it's just like, you know, sometimes you just need that rites of passage in the locker room. Like, it was like that level of frustration. And it's so interesting that you say that. Like, it's like we're both trying to do the same thing for the family. But I think even feeling like this, like, caretaker child in a sense, where it was just like I always felt like responsible for making sure like my mom was okay. Yeah. And it's like in the middle of that, like I never knew how to do that and live my own life.
Yeah. And it's like internally you were doing that and continuing to do that, but at the same time while you're doing that, hence that timeline correction, that was just one of the many worlds you were working in. Yeah. Because then there were other parts that we had to disconnect you to, but it wasn't so vivid that I could remember now. Unless you can, we can bring it back. But the motherhood one was just the biggest one in your body for a long time, like since I've known you, basically.
I think you've been bringing up my mom since the first session.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but why?
You guys' relationship now on so many levels seem to be very soothing, like when I'm listening to it. You know, before you were just like, oh God, my mom, more like you needed space from your mom, and now you're trying to take your mom to lunch, and now it's getting her to be like, oh, okay, I'll make time for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna do Reiki. Like even when she texted me one night, she was just like, are you asleep? And I was like, no, sleep. I'm like Reiki energy all day, like sleep. She was like, I think I went to Reiki for my birthday. And I was like, babe, look, I think I even sent you the screenshot. And I was like,
you're like, it's time.
I was like, do you want to go to Texas or do you want to go with Rara? And she was like, I want to do it with Rara. And I was like,
yeah, I taught her how to feel stones yesterday. It was so cute.
She was so gassed about those damn stones.
She was like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm like, I don't think you would lie to me. But she kept saying, I'm not going to lie to you. I would never lie to you. That was wild. She was just
wild. Like, I felt like something was like,
or she was like, that was an experience. Yeah. So it was like all the weight she had to feel, but it catapulted her up so that she could actually experience her body weightless. It was giving her the weightless experience so that she could understand the weight that she was putting on in her own life, on her body.
What stones did you give her, by the way?
They were actually rose quartz that was in her hands that were pushing her down. Okay. And then when I released them, she went, whew. So she would just be like this. And that's when my phone died because I'd be like, damn, this would be a good little content.
Yeah.
I was like, and I had her permission, right, from you guys to like record it. But she would just be like literally as if she was floating up. And I'm like, okay, just experience your float, just
Yeah. I
allow
was trying to get her
yourself
to
to
explain
rise
that.
as high. And she was like, I just feel like I'm so high, like I'm sitting here. And I'm like, where, on the top of the mountain? And she was like, yeah, maybe. It was so magical.
I was trying to get her to explain it, and I was just like, so what did she say that meant? And she was like, I don't even know, but like those stones. And she was just like, I didn't think it was going to work. I thought these were just like.
Yeah, and she was like, what was that incense that you lit? And I was like, I didn't light any incense.
As soon as she said that, I was like, Rob, I can't burn anything in that building. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, Mom, I think you're. And I forgot what the Claire was called, but she was like, what's that mean? I was like,
being able to smell.
Yeah.
And she actually felt Jesus's touch. I don't know if she explained that to you.
She didn't. She told me who you were working with, and she was just like, she said Jesus and Archangel Michael, and she was like, and somebody who starts with the E, and I was like, very broad, Mom. Like,
yeah, Ezekiel.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But I was telling her, yes, how Jesus was in the room and working with her because all the dark areas in her body that needed light, that's who I called to insert love and light in the body. And he was lingering around her shoulders, and she's like, whoa, my shoulders are tingling. And I was like, oh, you could actually feel his touch.
That's dope. That's so dope.
I think that's in part of the video, so it'll be amazing for you to watch.
Yeah.
So you can connect with her on that level.
I'll watch it with her on the big screen.
Yeah.
Like people were just like, oh, would you watch your life played on TV in front of your parents? Nope. But I'll watch her Reiki session with her.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch Reiki sessions. I can't wait for you to have more in-person ones so you could experience all the many kinds of bodies that we can translate.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that. I was going back and forth and you were just like, you need a site. And I was like, I don't think I want to. But I was like, okay, I'm going to add it to my list of services. So I did that.
Well, you're really talented on it. So now we passed your few little Reiki programs, those days, and what that looked like for you. So now your journey to Reiki 2. Okay. I've been creating this bridge program just very, very slowly through the channels with the channels, how they want it to look and things like that. And I've basically been working on that slowly with you. And it's been a beautiful journey. And you're making it very, very obvious that it's possible. Like it's possible to bridge all these things for you to be in your, whatever your essence was of being able to hear, see, feel, and expand that. Expand that during a certain amount of time as long as you're doing the work. And what kind of work I've been being able to observe the type of work that a person needs to do, be able to expand that within themselves to bridge to Reiki 2, but not just the normal Reiki 2 or even the normal Reiki 1. So I teach all of the students basically how to journey through their senses. I mean, you guys pretty much do that on your own by reading the books and things like that. I'm just here to answer the questions.
Yeah.
So what were some of the most highlighted parts of what I had you read, like the books that I recommended to you? And everyone's pretty much customizable. It's interesting that everyone's customizable, but it's because everyone starts off with their senses in a totally different place.
Yeah.
All of yours was pretty much there, and I would say some of them were just kind of holding back a little bit. So what the first one was, you could your channel was more internal, I would say. Like you would write it, you'd do your channeled writing, and you'd write it, then you'd read it. And now you're kind of just getting the downloads a little bit quicker, and then you're being able to express it with your throat now. So what are some of the senses that it's opened up for you and that has, I guess, magnetized through our evolution together?
I would say the coolest one would probably be my visions.
Yeah.
Like I have like a secret page of downloads in one of my notebooks because I'm just like, yo, if I just did like Cisco from The Flash, where it's like, did I just vibe the future? Like that's, and it started off like on like these 24-hour things where it's like I'd say something to DJ and then the next day, and I was like, we were just like what? And so like that started kind of unlocking a bit more. Downloads in my sleep, gotta find a way to stop that because I'm just like, yo, I know I could do this all day, but it's nighttime. Like,
right? It gets exhausting.
Just a little bit. It's kind of fun though, because I'm just like, I wake up and I'm just like, yo, this is still cool. Like it's still, but I feel like going into Reiki 2, you had me read Advanced Medical Intuition. And literally that book just felt like a refresher for like stuff I was saying like as a kid. And it's like,
homecoming.
How was I able to know all of this stuff? Like there wasn't even a name for it back then.
Yeah. That's what I love about Tina M. Zion. because I've already been doing all of these things just like yourself, right?
Yeah.
And she just has it all written down already. I've studied so many different books to try to explain it. I'm like, okay, this piece has this piece, this piece has this piece, this piece has this piece.
Yeah.
But Tina Zion she has all the pieces there, and we're just kind of filling the gaps in a little bit together.
So that was really confirming. So I felt like as I was reading her books, like it was like I'd read a chapter and then live the chapter within the next like 24 hours.
And that is the point. I
that
love
was
that.
The funnest part.
Because I'm like, how do we get these books to flow? Like when I'm talking to the channels to build this bridge program for everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I get them to read the book that kind of matches their growth and their own evolution internally with the attunement, with everything that they're doing? How much do they need to practice? And then how much of that practice do they need to do to get that book to end up being a mirror for them in certain parts? And then they get to move on to the next portion or phase. But it's almost like that just naturally happens for you guys.
Yeah. Like I think before we did Reiki 2, I did my first distance session. And it was like the strangest feeling ever because I was in the middle of like a hookah lounge. I'm just trying to like work on my case notes and do some stuff for my website and then go home. And then I'm having a conversation with my aunt, and then it's just like electricity starts shooting up my body. And it literally felt like how it feels like when I'm actually in Reiki.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait, I didn't turn you on. Like, I didn't turn you on. It's like having like an auto car and somebody else starts it. And it's
Remember
like,
in the class, it never turns off unless you stop believing that it works.
I thought we had to like activate it. We choose when it's like comes out, and it was just like
Reiki is you.
It completely took over. Like there were people around me and everything, and it was just like closing my eyes and like visualizing my aunt in the garage, and I literally saw like the energy flow to her.
I remember you telling me that, and I was like, oh, you're remote viewing now?
And I was just like, what is happening?
It'll just start to unfold, and you're like learning these new things about yourself. And when you were telling me that story, and I'm like, yeah, you could literally travel through someone's home and then find like the darkness on the corner and being like, you need to sage your home.
Yeah.
You know, and seeing all the places that are creating resistance in one's body just by closing your eyes and going into a little trance. Yeah. Anywhere.
So it was like interesting because it was like something was calling me to do that for my aunt.
She probably, her energy probably needed you.
Oh yeah, that whole night. Like,
and that was 100%. Before you got Reiki tuned. And I remember you're like, but I think I did Reiki. And I was like, okay, yes, you did. Hence, you were intuitively healing. Yeah. So it was like intuitively healing anyone can do, right? Yeah. As long as you can be this big vessel of love for yourself, you can project that love and you can share it. And that is healing. But Reiki is, the attunement process, going through all of that, putting it out through our hands, having the symbols. That's what kind of makes it the difference. Yeah. But when you combine them two together, magical. Yeah. So I remember when I got the little ding, Reiki Phoenix is ready for Reiki 2. I was sitting in a coffee shop with Angelica, and I was just like, Phoenix is ready for level 2. And I was like, how long has it been? And I think around that time, maybe it was the beginning of March.
No, it was still February.
It was still February?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I actually did the math when I was counting down, and I was like,
maybe it was a little after.
Reiki 2, 11 days after the 21 days ended.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, because it was probably a little bit after Valentine's Day.
It was the 20, because you said it was after our first session, because that was when you bought a pendulum.
Yes. Yeah, I bought you
a blue stone.
Yeah, I bought you a pendulum, and I was like, that's interesting, because when I realized I bought a pendulum and I was walking through the stone store.
Like, that was Reiki 2.
And I was like, that's the Reiki 2 gift that we usually provide.
Yeah, because our session, we had a session on March 3rd. That was the remote session, and you already had the pendulum and the stones. Yeah, so it was February 28th.
That was like I didn't even see the intuitive, like, just connection to that. I was just like, oh, I'm going to get her this pendulum. But I was holding a different type of, I guess, stone for you that day. And I think I texted you. I was like, yeah, I bought you something. I'll give it to you, whenever. And I used it during our first remote session with you, with the 3 masters. And and I was like, that's interesting. And I was like, and if you get Reiki 2, you're going to end up using this. Yeah. Yeah. Which you don't need to, but it was just like another tool to help you. But I got that for you because if some of your things, like your other senses, didn't open up, then I would teach you how to depend on the yes or no's with the stones. But you're kind of way beyond that now. You could just ask your body.
Yeah. Which is like really cool.
But they're just tools. You know, all of these things are just tools.
That tool's my
Cards
best
are
friend,
tools.
though.
Cards are tools. All these things. Your body is a tool, and it's just the most beautiful tool that you can use. You don't need to depend on anything.
Yeah.
And I remember telling you that before, that everything, your body is going to just show you how you don't need anything.
Yeah.
Attachment is going to be what it's going to show you that humans do.
Yeah.
It's going to teach you how to detach. It's going to teach you how you're attached.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep happening.
And it's
journey.
been amplifying like crazy. Like even in the week that it's been, like I feel like my downloads have amplified. Remote viewing in dreams now, which is like so strange. Because even like when I tell like TJ some of these stories, he's just like, I can 100% see that. He's like, I'm pretty sure you saw. I was like, yeah, it felt really invasive. Like, why am I here right now? I didn't have to be here. But then all those things like come back in a different way, and it's just like, whoa, like Phoenix just told me that. So that's kind of been happening, like even with my classmates, and it's just, I feel like I'm amplifying in a way to where it's like even showing up in my work, like as a therapist or even as a coach. And I'm just like, this is like the secret sauce right now.
It's
like,
everyone's secret sauce. It's the secret sauce.
I'm even using like my intuition to like build my website right now. I'm just like, is this right?
Right? It's like, how can you not utilize intuition for everything?
Everything.
Like your human body is the guide, is the compass. It's literally the vessel to every direction that you've always asked for in life.
Yeah.
You want to build something? Cool. Listen up. You need something? How are you going to get it? Listen up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really just teaching us how to listen to us and get out of our own way.
Yeah. And honestly, like even shaving my head, like I feel like centuries of things were leaving my body.
Yeah, they say, I mean, this is the first time that I've ever grown my hair beyond my shoulders, like the last maybe year and a half, but it took my spirit guides to allow me to do that again. Because through my own evolution of self and just mastering my own mastery, you know, they were showing me how there was a lot of history in my hair, how there was a lot of energy in my hair, and I needed it to be lighter because the journey was intense.
Yeah.
You know, so I needed more weightlessness a part of me. But now I guess to however I've grown into my own, I'm able to grow it a little bit more.
Yeah, and I've cut my hair. Like, this isn't the first time I've cut my hair. But I think before it was always like just a statement, like hair is hair, I don't care, like whatever. It was never really intentional. Maybe 8 years ago, because I was like, I think I want to lock my hair, and they were like, oh, your hair's not healthy enough for that, and I was like, all right, chop it off. But it's like even then,
so brave
like,
of you.
I wasn't even invested with that. I'm like, it's just hair, it's gonna grow back, and then when it grows back, I'm gonna like, I didn't really look at it as like this kind of purging thing.
Yeah, but definitely is. Every time you say something, I'm like, oh, she's purging.
Yeah,
I
feel like I've been in a constant state of purge since like ayahuasca. Like that's just.
It's okay. It stabilizes.
Does it though?
It does, but you'll purge in maybe different gaps rather than, because to me it seems that it's been very consistent for you.
Yeah.
It's like fat ass purge, and then it's like, ooh, fat ass download. You're getting fat sandwiches.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like the more we like take, the more she gets, and that's just.
And the speed that you've been doing it at is just the right speed for you.
Yeah.
Because you never stop learning. You never stop working on yourself. I mean, a lot of people don't too. But there's just a different type of dedication in you and your own growth, especially with the tools that you have now. So there's something about it and something for it.
Helps that I saw the vision too. And I was like, oh,
right?
Get that. I was like, okay, what's my part? Like, how do I show up? Like, how do I help get there quicker?
Yeah. So I remember when I told you you're ready for level 2, right before I think I told you that, you told me that you saw the symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a beautiful story too, because it was very similar to how Mikao Soy received the symbols.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Top of the mountain, he was sitting there on the 21st day. He saw these symbols coming down through the bubbles. And as each one popped on his forehead, he got the download of what each symbol did.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And I think I saw them. I was just giving myself like Reiki before bed, and I was like, I think I saw the symbols. He's like, hey. I think I saw the symbols. And he was just like, what?
It's like what symbols?
So sick of me, probably. So sick of me. But I was like, I think I texted you like the next morning, and I was just like, I saw symbols.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, girl, yeah. I was like, it's because you're ready for level 2. I think you told me that, and then that's when I told you, because I was just, I don't know, I guess I was trying to prep of like getting more signs of like, okay, because this means, do I teach her level 2? I was like,
Yeah.
am I ready to have the level 2 stuff together? Because I'm still trying to figure out
What it looks like.
what it consists of, like physically beyond the spirituality, and what it looks like for a person to bridge into Reiki too.
Yeah, and even the way like that happened, because I know how you're trying to like build the next class and all of these things, and you're just like, what's gonna work? What am I gonna keep? What am I gonna take out? But then it was just like, no, she's gonna tune you this way this day, and I'm like, but
Yeah,
she's
and
still
I was
trying
like,
to figure out the class.
it's okay. I mean, if that's what the channels call for, I'm all up for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like for me, I'm just going to make sure if this is right, then of course I'll give it. As long as my spirits are saying, don't worry, just do it. I'm like, I didn't even charge you for it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
there's something beyond this, which is beautiful. Our future book.
Yes.
Which I think it's already naturally been weaving without us realizing. And then when we start
For
talking
so
about it,
long.
we're like, wait,
We've both been
huh?
working on the missing piece of each other's book for like the past
Yeah.
3 years. Like,
And I'm like,
what?
I have this written for like years already, and you were writing this, and I'm like, oh my god.
And then like something I connected, I think it was just like one night on magic mushrooms. I just got like this like download of like, these are all the missing pieces, and it was
Yeah.
everything that I use in therapy and coaching from like a psychoeducation perspective, combined with the spiritual aspect, combined with the like all of these different things, and I'm like, this is how they talk to each other.
Yeah. So like the biggest value to me in someone, like in return, like right, like when me giving you the attunement and things like that, yeah, that's a lot of heaviness and energy and all of these things that we have to go through, but it's someone's dedication to their own life. Right? Because I'm like, because that's what's going to change the world for me. Like, not just for me, but for me, I know that taking those steps is going to help you change whoever you're supposed to help change. And that's like the biggest thing that we could give to the world.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, money doesn't matter. Like, there's something about it that we don't even know yet, but I could feel it.
Yeah. And that's like, I feel like ever since the 26th of February seems to just be like that catalyst day. And I don't know, that was like the day everything started amplifying in me. But also, I feel like everything just kind of start clearing in the paths of people who are meant to like walk this journey with me.
Yeah.
And so it was just like really cool. Like at first I was just like, oh yeah, she's like a heal my whole family line. But then I'm like, wait, my clients are different. Wait a minute, my friends are different. Like things are just moving out of the way for them. And it's like anything in their life that could be a blockage to my purpose is being removed. And I'm like, that's dope. Yeah. And even just the way that I'm meeting people and already seeing the way that they connect to people I already know. And I'm like, am I magic now?
You
like,
are.
Like, no, like, she's just like, we're Power Rangers. Like, this is just.
Yeah, constantly morphing.
So it's like, even with like the book that we have, like, I've already seen other areas where it's just like, Rara did this one thing and I already see her connected to like 5 different people. I know,
you're like, hey, you're like, hey, I think I understand what we're doing. And I was like, what? Yeah. And then you were like, unlock. What is that? Unlock, amplify, release.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
That's it. That's like 100% it. And I think I'm in the amplify phase.
Oh, yeah. That everything's turning up. I mean, it had to get all fucked up to turn up.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Although I can do, again, without another purge of that magnitude leading into masters, because
I could tell you look different, you feel different, and I'm excited for where you're going to go with Reiki too. Now
I'm excited.
So are you open to taking distance sessions?
Yes. I was actually filling out my log yesterday, and I was just like, I'm just like manifesting people that I'm going to work on.
Oh, I love that.
I need a few more.
Okay.
And
she needs a few more.
By a few, I mean quite a few more.
No worries. Yeah, I gave her a little log to work on, and I'm like, okay, do all of this. You'll experience. Well, how many? Like, there's 30 or 50 people. I think it's
30 on the log. And that's so crazy too, because I actually wrote this down last night, and it was just like, you need to do more distance Reiki to like really integrate to level 2. And I
let you borrow the table, and that must be not for any reason.
We shall see. I feel like it's going to have its purpose very soon. I don't know what the purpose is, but.
I mean, right? We don't know. I'm just like, all right, I'm bringing it over. I mean, you asked for it, but then I'm like, you're like, well, I don't need it till like, what, June or July?
Yeah,
and I was like, well, maybe you're supposed to have it sooner because who knows who's going to come your way. And you're just like, oh, I can do this. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just all coming together.
Yeah, we'll see.
So what's your favorite part about the entire thing?
Besides our friendship?
Yeah.
Man, I think it's like confirmation that like I'm who I always thought I was.
That's powerful.
Yeah, like that's the. I feel like even when you clear like all the muck of who Jerlinda was or had to be, and so much love to her because I wouldn't be here without her, good, bad, or indifferent. On the other side of all of that, like, was a little girl who knew this was my life. And so being able to find her through the thick of that, like that was everything.
She feels safe now?
Yeah. She's safe. We hang out all the time. Like,
I love that.
Like, we be chilling. Like, that's my little homie. Like, who needs kids when you got train a child? No offense.
That reminds me of one of your sessions, actually, when I was, like, working with one of the versions of you, and you're in, like, a school setting, and there was one Phoenix, or it was your old version of you, standing on the side of the cafeteria, and I was like, she needs to sit at the table with you.
It was giving 8th grade.
Yeah. And it was the girl that was, I forgot what she does. She writes, she communicates, and she writes. And that's the only way she felt safe talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone felt like they were just kind of overpowering her. So I was like, oh, every time you want to communicate with her, write.
And I write every day.
Now I feel like she's safe sitting at the table.
Yeah.
And you guys are all friends now.
And we talk now. Like, it's not just writing. Like, sometimes, like, we just sit there and banter.
Oh, I love that.
And so.
Yeah, she doesn't need to use that secret communication anymore.
I mean, we still
she
use
can
it,
if she,
like,
yeah, I'm like, she can if she wanted, because you're an amazing writer.
Harriet the Spy, like, which is the reason I wanted my first notebook. Yeah, but I think that has to be, like, just that ultimate feeling. Like, all the stuff I can do is great. All the healing stuff is great, but I mean, that means nothing if at the end of the day, like, I never found me.
Yeah.
And I think, like, the coolest part is, like, I didn't even know that's what I was looking for. Or I didn't even know that's what the prize was.
Right? It's always coming home.
That's the coolest part. Like, just.
You're trying to find home, like how you're talking about in your story.
Yeah.
Ended up back, the moms for a little bit. Feeling all of the, whatever the was during that time.
Which is, like, so funny because I have so many clients right now that are just like, yeah, I just had to, like, return back home and I'm living with my parents, and I'm like,
I always see that as a metaphor now.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, something's about to change.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just see it so differently now. And
it's like they got to be grateful. They need to understand. They need to rebuild parts of themselves. I mean, I did it. Yeah. I did it too. And I realized, like, whoa, this is the last time I'm ever going to be home like this. And I had to be here and feel like being home was actually home before I can create my own. Yeah.
Granted, it didn't feel like that the last time I left. But it was like that feeling of just like, oh, this is the last time I'm going to live at my
You're
mom's
coming
house.
home and you're bringing everyone home with you. Yeah. Like, that's amazing.
I mean, not my house, but.
Yeah, but like, metaphor-wise, internally, the moms, the uncle, the auntie, like, the brother. The brother's coming along. Don't worry. Bro's hanging around.
Yeah, he'll be on your table soon.
Yeah, I know you will. I saw it yesterday.
Oh, all right.
So we'll keep you guys posted on Phoenix's brother. Right?
Both of them?
It's actually the older one, I believe.
Oh, okay.
The one with the son.
You could take that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Phoenix, for being a great student and a great friend. Yes. And having a beautiful backstory to all the many wonderful books you're going to end up writing one day.
Which is so funny because you're not the first person to tell me that. And I thought, I was going to be writing, like, fiction and fantasy and all these, like, psychological odysseys.
I remember when you came in, you were talking about how you're writing all those. And I was just like, I don't know, but you just have a bunch of books in your body.
Yeah, now I know. It's just like, especially.
It's your story.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw my email last night.
But, no, I didn't.
Oh. Our book lady.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. So it was a text message. You sent me the text message.
Well, I sent you a text, and then I think I sent you an email, too. No?
Oh, no. You told me about how you're going to review.
Possibly, but the fact that, like, she's done and we're starting. So I think that's kind of passing the baton energetically.
I believe so, too. We'll stay tuned, everyone, to what all that freaking means.
Yes, our coded messages at the end.
Yes. Well, thank you again. Yes. And I look forward to talking about your next journey, maybe from 2 to 3.
Yes. June 2025.